Algebra 1, Final Exam Guided Review 2. This is going to be numbers 8 and 9. Numbers 8 and 9. So number 8, you're probably glad to know we're done with the solving quadratic equations kind of stuff. And these two problems, one of them is simplifying and combining radical stuff, so stuff with square roots. And then the other one is just knowing your sine, cosine, and tangent. So number 8 is simplify. Simplify root 27 plus 2 root 3 minus root 12. Okay, well, let's see what we have. Root 27, that's not something that becomes just a number by itself, because the square root of 27 is not a nice value. But I can rewrite square root of 27 as square root of 9 times 3. And I have this plus 2 root 3, and I have this minus. Well, 12 I can rewrite as 4 times 3. Okay, now let's see what we can do. I know that the square root of 9, if it helps, I could rewrite this as square root of 9 times square root of 3 plus 2 square root of 3 minus square root of 4 times square root of 3. If you're multiplying values inside of a square root, you can rewrite it as individual square roots being multiplied. Does not work with addition. So in other words, square root of, let's say, 5 plus 4 is not the same thing as the square root of 5 plus the square root of 4. It is not the same thing. So you cannot do that when there's addition going on inside the radical. You can do it when there's multiplication going on. If nothing else, you can see what these equal. Square root of 5 plus 4. What's 5 plus 4? 9. So this would be square root of 9, which is 3. Okay? Well, square root of 5 is something very ugly. It is like 2.236. And the decimals keep on going. So 2.236 dot 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 plus, what's the square root of 4? 2. 2.236 plus 2 is not the same thing as 3. So we have changed what we're dealing with. So be careful to only split these into separate radicals if you are multiplying. All right, back to the problem. So square root of 9 is 3. So this becomes 3 root 3 plus 2 root 3. And then what is minus, what's the square root of 4? That's 2. 2 root 3. So 3 root 3 plus 2 root 3, that's 5 root 3, minus 2 more, or just 2 root 3 minus 2 root 3 is nothing. So I'm left with just a 3 root 3. Final answer. Number 9, we have this triangle. Here's our triangle. Right triangle. We know that this is A, this is B, and this is C. Sorry, that's slightly crooked. We know that this is 10, this is 14, and this is 4 root 6. And we want to find what the sine of angle A is, the cosine of angle A, and the tangent of angle A. So let's see. We can say sine of angle A equals. You must have sine, you must have what angle you are taking the sine of, and you must have equals. Do not write sine equals, or do not write sine A colon. Okay, sine of angle A equals something. What does it equal? It equals the opposite. So this is angle A, right? This is angle A. So that this is the opposite. This is the adjacent. Here's the right angle. Opposite the right angle is the hypotenuse. So sine is Sine of an angle is the ratio of opposite to hypotenuse. So opposite over hypotenuse is going to be 10 over 14, which that simplifies to 5/7. Cosine of angle A is adjacent over hypotenuse. That is 4√6 over 14. 4/14 is the same thing as 2/7. So that becomes 2√6 over 7. And then tangent of angle A is opposite over adjacent. So that is 10. You know what? I'm going to do this over to the left because there's going to be a little bit more simplifying to do here. Tangent of angle A equals opposite, 10, over adjacent, 4√6. Well, 10/4, that's the same thing as 5/2. That's 5 over 2√6. But I'm not supposed to leave a radical in the bottom, so I need to multiply this by a √6 over √6. So that will give me 5√6 over, well, the √6 times √6 is 6, so 2 times 6 is 12. 5/12 does not simplify, so that is my final answer. Okay, that is numbers 8 and 9.